So here we are again. I'm going to try a voiceover for the first time. We're just going to fumble through it because that's what's going to happen. So I apologize. This first video is about 14 minutes long, and I apologize if there are a few points where I'm just not really doing anything and then taking a while to get through something. Customer comes in, he wants his jacket, the sleeves shortened, no problem. I do it all the time. I don't mind doing them. I enjoy doing them. There are some people that just absolutely refuse. I'm not one of them. Well, I take that back, because there's always an exception to that rule. So, as you can see in the picture, the lining is sewn to the suiting material with a weird, what we call blind stitch machine. And I don't approve of this method. I don't understand who it is that sews like this. You need to stop. Either sew it with machine where you don't see the stitching like it's done in factory, or hand sew it like I do, because I don't like using machines hardly any suits when I'm doing sleeves. I would much rather do everything by hand. I know everything is going in neat and tidy, and I don't have to worry about sewing everything and then flipping everything and then seeing that something moved and a big giant wrinkle to pick out and start all over again. So I do all this by hand. Other than like 0.5%, you'll see me sew like an inch with my machine. That's it. The buttons, you can see that there are little knots of thread sewn all the way from the buttons to the inside of the sleeve, which again is not proper. You would normally sew buttons before you sew the lining so that you don't see all that thread and icky stuff. Again, not my style, not how I do things. So let's get into the video. Let's fix this messy sleeve, and then we're going to alter the sleeves because the customer also wants the sleeves shortened, which are in this video. You can see that it's marked with a safety pin. Sending my stuff, I just mark with a safety pin. And then I've got his notes that I'm going to write down my numbers and measurements on, because I don't have much time before I am done for the day, because I close at 5:30, which possibly may change to 5. So here I am with my handy dandy ruler, just marking stuff, being proactive, I guess. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just going to talk and kind of fill in these gaps where I'm not really doing anything. So anyways, take the safety pin off. We're going to pick all this. I'm not thrilled about it. It takes a bit. I mean, don't get me wrong. A blind stitch machine, blind stitch, it's great when it's done by machines because it's like a little chain stitch. So once you pull that thread through the loop, it unzips, which is great. But at the same time, not so great, because when you're wearing pants and you break that thread, as soon as you have it washed and dried or whatever, or just from just normal wear, that thread comes loose and unzips, and then your hem falls out. But I notice after, here in a second, I'm going to unzip it. I'm going to get it. Just give me a minute. I'm just going to fumble with it until I, whatever. I'm going to try the razor blade, which I love using razor blades when I'm picking seams, because, it's stuck. A nice new razor blade. Woo! Nothing better. So, here I am. We're going to go the other way because I can't get that loop, and I don't know. Normally, the way that something is sewn, it should just, undo. It'd be great. But I'm just struggling here. See, there we go. And it should have unzipped the other way, not this way. No, I'm not. No, I'm not being smart right now. Just think about, okay, when I'm sewing this on a pair of pants, the fold is to the right, and I'm sewing, so it should go the other way. Yeah, sorry. It's my fault. It's the end of the day. I'm ready to go home. And I've had a lot of interruptions in the day, and you'll see throughout this video that it stops, but then I immediately come right back. It's because a customer came in and started doing it. Yeah. But I noticed that they sewed around twice on this sleeve, probably because they're thinking because it's a sleeve, it's going to be rubbing up against the customer's arm, it's going to get a lot of hair, and they didn't want their stitches to fall out. Which may be why they sewed the buttons all the way through all the layers. Again, I don't like. Susie Homemaker, put that sewing machine up. Just because you got it in COVID and you think you can sew doesn't mean you can do alterations on clothing. Stick with your quilts. There's a reason why I do alterations and I don't do quilts, because I can't do quilts. Quilts are tedious and there's a whole lot of math involved. I like it. Here I am picking all that thread out. Trying to get all that nasty bird nest out of there. Because it did it. Like, seriously, stop. I've even seen on the occasion that sewing buttons like that will come from the manufacturer. And I'm like, why? Did y'all forget the buttons? Did that jacket skip that station and just moved on into the finishing process? Because what are we doing here? I don't like it. Alright, okay, so I have to cut this open a little bit more because since I'm shortening the sleeve, I need a little bit more room, which means that placket unfortunately gets a little bit smaller. But since they are non-functioning buttons, it's just there for looks. I've even seen some sleeves, they don't even have a placket. They're just sewed straight down and then the buttons are sewed off top, which I don't mind because there's a whole lot less work to do with that. I mean, you still have to make sure everything's straight and tidy, and you have to remember which side of the sleeve the buttons go on, because that placket is your cheater guide to remember, oh, the buttons go on this side of the sleeve. So here's my handy dandy. I love this stuff. This white chalk. Shoving that lining up out of here. So, here we go. Mark where I need my fold line. And I love this stuff. This chalk disappears with heat. Granted, I'm using white. I did buy some blue that I was very disappointed in because that stuff stayed. And I had to tell the customer that I am sorry and I hope that it comes out when you take them to get dry clean. Because I was told that stuff was supposed to go away. But I don't know if it was the material that I used, because my daughter, she used it on a project and that stuff disappeared. So I was like, what the heck? Why didn't it work for me? Because it's not like I drew like a really heavy line. So I don't know. I was mortified. It's like, oh man. Please don't tell me I'm going to have to pay for all of this. I mean, I guess I could have made them, but buy the fabric to replace all that stuff. That would have been so expensive. Okay, so here I noticed that they sewed the seam allowance. And I'm sorry, my printer is calculating over here. Man, come on, dude. Thanks. So, I cut that loose because, like I said, I had to fold this up under, and so that thread was going to be in my way. Jiminy Cricket, stop. Silent. Next time I will just turn that sucker off so he can't do that no more. Okay, so we're going to fold this under, and this is the only spot that I sew with the machine. Just this one little spot. It's like 1 inch long, and my seam allowance is 1/4 inch. And then, oh my gosh, are you done yet? Thank you. And then here, so before, I don't know how to put this. So originally, when the suit came in, there were no miter corners. But typically when you buy one, they have these neat and tidy miter corners. Which is probably why maybe quilters think that they can do suits, because the miter corner in quilters do minor corners. I'm not good at them, which is probably another reason why I don't do quilts. But, so here I am. You can see that fold, and I'm going to line that up with my little tick marks so that I can get that minor corner to lay neat and tidy right there. I'm a huge fan of minor corners because I think it looks a lot neater and tidier. And I also do not cut my fabric because if by chance I mess up and I didn't get the length right, I can redo it, or the customer decides to donate this suit. If so happens that suit happens to come back at my door, I can undo my work, or the next person can undo my work and, lengthen the sleeve back. What got me started with that was because a customer came in with one of his dad's suits, and then I was like, oh, well, what if his dad wants his suit back? And here I am, I'm about to chop all this stuff off. I think I'll leave it alone. So you'll see a glitch right there. I had to get up. Customer walked in, and here I am about to start hand sewing, which was dumb. I did not need to pull that thread out because it was the exact same thread as what was already on my sewing machine, but I didn't realize that until I already made a big nasty knot. It's too late to turn back. So normally I do 2 needles. I have 1 needle like this one with 2 strands of thread, and I use that to sew the lining on and my minor corner. And then I have another needle with 4 strands of thread that I use to sew the buttons on. So I have folded my minor corner in half so that I can see the fold edges, and then I'm going to sew like a little ladder going back and forth all the way up to the point so that I can close this up and make it all neat and tidy. I understand that a lot of people don't like to hand sew, but it doesn't bother me when it's something like this. Now, if I had to spend like a couple of hours with this hand sewing business, kind of like, quilting, there's hand sewing and quilting, that's for the birds, and I'm not really interested in it. Unless it's just, a really good project that I am super excited about, and then it's like a labor of love. But anyways, we're going to make this suit look good. I did not like how it looked before it came in, or before I started taking it apart. And you'll see why. Because when I'm finished with this thing, you're going to be like, yep, that's neat and tidy. I don't like that I saw all that thread, bird's nests and stuff in there. And I did order a new camera. I'm sorry. Like right now, I am using a cell phone, which is fine. It takes great videos and whatnot. But my problem is I have to put it on Do Not Disturb. So that means I miss emails, text messages, and important phone calls. I'm a single mom. If for whatever reason something happens to my dad, I need to be able to know. Or if my employee calls because something happened and she's probably going to be late, or maybe she needs to not be in work or whatever, I need to be able to get those phone calls. So I ordered a cheapy camera off Amazon, and it'll be here Saturday, I think. So, oh, look at me. I am almost done. We're going to go back through this little piece, and we're going to be done with this miter corner. I'll continue to do videos every day, but I may have to wait and do all my editing on Fridays because starting next week on Monday, school starts. So it's going to be me up here with myself. My daughter who works up here, she starts back school. She's a senior. So I won't have her help. So it'll be constantly me being the one that runs back and forth to the front, help customers, and then try to get some sewing done. I'm not looking forward to that. And then also, I was going somewhere with this conversation. It just totally left my brain. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm probably just going to stick with Fridays on the editing because I'm not going to have time to sit here 30 minutes to an hour, if not longer, Monday through Thursday and do editing stuff. I'll be good to just plug my phone in, which I guess, see here, it's they glued the fabric to itself, so I had to fix that and pull it loose. I don't like the glue. Y'all stop gluing stuff. I'm gonna put some pins in, hold my fabric, because here in a minute I don't show you, but I do go and iron this so that everything's neat and tidy. And get rid of the old fold in there. And I need this placket to lay neat and tidy, and it's not doing it right now. So yeah, sorry, videos will come out on Friday, but at least I'll have a stock load of them. Unfortunately, they may be late, behind the times, I guess. So right there, everything's neat and tidy. Ironed it. I didn't touch the lining. The lining just, it's flopping around for now. Here's my handy dandy template for buttons that I refer to the company called Wall Walk, but I've heard other people call it Way Walk. I'm not for sure the correct pronunciation, so I'm a little stumped. So right here, I'm about to call it a day because my alarm is going off, saying that, hey, it's 5:30, drop your stuff and get out of here. And this was a great place for me to stop because in the morning when I come back, I'm going to know where I'm at. Oh, I'm to the point where I need to put a pin in and sew my buttons and then continue on. So here we are. I hope you guys have a great day. Enjoy your weekend, and I hope this was not a royal mess up of a video with me doing a voiceover. So I apologize if it's not the greatest. All right. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for checking out my videos, and hope I can show you some more, and we can all learn different techniques from each other. And if you have a technique that works, let me know in the comments, and let's share and have fun and hang out together. Catch you later. Bye.